That old devil moon.
Message from Starfleet, sir.
On screen, Lieutenant.
The Enterprise will proceed to the Alpha Proxima system. While the indigenous race on Proxima 3 has not reached a technological level commensurate with entering the Federation, and therefore under the protection of the Prime Directive of non-interference, we do maintain a discrete monitoring satellite. It has picked up activity from an asteroid in an elliptical orbit. You are to investigate without interfering with life on the planet.
According to the library computer, the Alpha Proxima system has 5 planets and an asteroid belt. A large asteroid is heading towards the inner planets and should pass close by Proxima 3. It passes through the interior of the system once every 200 years. The people of Proxima 3 call it Scythe, the same name as their god of war.
God of War, Mr. Spock? Isn't that a bit surprising from a people whose technology matches 20th century Earth?
Considering the level of warfare during that century, I'm surprised that it is Earth that did not have a god of war. In any case, about a millennium ago, Proxima 3 suffered a globally devastating war.
Blew themselves back to the Stone Age, Mr. Spock?
Late Bronze Age, Ensign. They rebuilt their world in half the time it had taken to get there originally. But the Armageddon was mythologized as a battle between the Sophs and Lucas. In that war, the planet was raised, and all the gods died except Scythe. He had rained fury down upon the world, then went off on a long dance of victory. His return is a time for worldwide soul-searching and atonement.
And Scythe returns and our monitoring station picks up activity.
It would seem that we should proceed to Alpha Proxima and scan Scythe.
All right, so we need to go to... Where was it we going? Alpha Proxima. Proxima to my balls. What? All right, let's fly out there.
We are out of sensor range, Captain. I suggest we orbit the asteroid.
All right, so let's go into orbit around the asteroid.
Entering standard orbit.
Thank you, Mr. Sulu. So what do you know about this area, Mr. Spock?
A sensor scan of Scythe reveals surface features consistent with damage left by a nuclear attack. It would seem to have been a target during Proxima's war.
Scythe rained fury down on the planet and then left on a dance of victory. A missile base, Captain?
It would seem to make sense.
Captain, I just monitored a narrow beam message from Scythe to Proxima 3. I don't have it all. I just caught a bit of the initial burst. I'm attempting a translation, but it appears to be a computer code.
Any response from the planet?
The Proxtrites will not have the equipment necessary to understand and reply to that code for another 25.6 years at their present rate of development.
That's worrisome, because I'm guessing that this asteroid is part of the reason there were nuclear attacks. Before we go down there...
I suggest we beam down, sir. The surface is hostile, but survivable for a short time.
All right, Mr. Spock, but let's learn more about this area. Let's access the computer and ask about Scythe.
Scythe, a large asteroid in an elliptical orbit in the Alpha Proxima system. Spectral analysis of its composition indicates that it has minimal atmosphere and that it was once a moon of the planet Proxtra, hurled out of its orbit by a catastrophe. The 17th letter of the Lucre alphabet is named Scythe, probably not by coincidence.
Okay, so the Lucres were one of the 2 races that fought in the war. Or peoples. I don't know if races, nationalities.
Lucres, one of the 2 ancient cultures of Proxtra, see Sophs. The Lucres believed that a man who made the most of his ability was a god. Their individualism put themselves at odds with the communitarianism of the Sophs. The Lucres used base 3. Their organization was based on units of 3, making up sets of 99. The number 99 was known to have religious importance to them.
I don't know if that's relevant, but apparently the Lucres got all hot and bothered by 99. Why not 69? Maybe their bodies were different. They had wieners on their faces. I don't know. So we wanted to learn about Sophs, the other people of this planet.
Sophs, one of the 2 ancient races of Proxtra. They lived in a highly advanced culture that valued the community ahead of the individual, which put them in conflict with the Lucres. The Sophs used base 4 in their mathematics, and their organization was based on units of 4 to make up sets of 100.
Alright, so the Lucres love Base 3, and they're individualists. And the Softs are communists. They like Base 4. So let's learn more about Base 3.
Base 3. The mathematical basis for the Lucre culture. There are 3 numbers in Base 3. 0, 1, and 2. Thus 3 in Base 3 is 1, 0. 4 is 1, 1. 5 is 1, 2. 6 is 2, 0.
This is exciting.
9 is 1, 0, 0. 17 is 1, 2, 2. And 99 is 1, 0, 2, 0, 0.
Alright, so maybe the last one's important, the 10,200, because they said it was 99. I don't want to have to listen to more math crap, but we better learn Base 4 just in case, and if we need it for the Softs.
Base 4. The mathematical basis for the Softs culture. There are 4 numbers in Base 4. 0, 1, 2, and 3. Thus 4 in Base 4 is 1, 0. 7 is 1, 3. 8 is 2, 0. 12 is 3, 0. And 16 is 1, 0, 0.
Spock, I hope you listened to all that space crap, because I didn't. I'm not looking up sex on the computer, Spock.
Topic not available, Captain.
Wait, what? Boobs?
Topic not available, Captain.
Vulcan boobs?
Topic not available, Captain.
Oh, what were the green slave girls? I can't think of the names of them now. Oh well. Let's go down to the planet.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the car.
Oh, I should have looked up Uhura's boobs. Bye, Mr. Kyle. We're going to have an adventure. You can suck it. You don't get to come with us.
Captain, Mr. Scott wishes to speak with you.
Mr. Scott?
Aye, we've had some slight problems with the transporters.
We didn't notice anything beaming down.
Just a glitch in the main transporter program. Mr. Kyle is loading a backup and we're performing tests. The transporters will be down for about an hour.
That will still give us plenty of time, Scotty.
I know. I have the lads in engineering doing a complete overhaul of the ship's systems.
Good, Mr. Scott. I'll keep you posted. Kirk out.
Damn it. I think Mr. Kyle did that purposely because I was like, you don't get to come on the adventure. And he's like, screw you. You're stuck on the planet. Let's take a look around.
James T. Kirk worried about the safety of the people of Proxtre. Mr. Spock looks forward to examining the technology of this ancient culture.
Who's the new redshirt?
Ensign Mosier seems to be rather curious about the planet's technology. Dr. Leonard McCoy, knowing that they aren't likely to encounter any medical problems, is rather annoyed about being dragged yet again into the transporter.
He's like, dude, I wanted to watch my space shows.
This is the planet Proxtre, currently 600,000 kilometers from this moon.
Alright, we're on a moon that's kind of like an asteroid. It used to be in a different orbit around them, but I guess they got knocked out.
These stones look like faces.
These stones resemble those on Earth, on Easter Island.
Stone monoliths of faces are a common artistic expression in evolving cultures.
Like the faces on Vandu, too. Even the animal face art of the Orion post-decadence movement is similar.
I never realized the Orions ever got past decadence. They hadn't the last time I was there.
Ooh, burn!
Aside from the security door on what should be a lifeless planetoid, this place is unremarkable.
Area secure, Captain.
Good job. I'm glad you secured the entire surface of this moon.
The atmosphere is breathable, Jim, but hardly nourishing. We should either get inside or go back to the ship.
Can I talk to the heads? No. Alright, Mr. Spock, tell me more about them if you can.
The rocks have a high quantity of triphosphorus silver in them.
Oops, that's not what I meant to do.
Large quantities of atmosphere are being circulated through these rocks. I would guess there are storage units within this satellite which are constantly replacing the atmosphere that is lost because of this moon's weak gravity.
Which means that this moon might still be inhabited, Mr. Spock.
We have detected no signs of life, Captain, but the possibility does exist.
That's crazy that these are like vents that shoot out atmosphere. Can I take them?
You fail to obtain anything. You retrieve a rock.
Okay.
Triphosphate silver in its raw form.
I'm guessing we're going to need that for some reason. Either that or Kirk has just started his first rock collection. He's gonna be like, hey baby, you wanna watch me get my rocks off? They're like, yeah! They're like, no, see, it's...
Captain, I'm afraid we got a wee problem here.
What is it, Scotty?
There is some sort of virus in the main computer. Our phasers and tractor beams have been disabled, and there's no way we're getting them back in 3 hours.
There goes our backup plan. Do what you can, Mr. Scott.
Aye, I will, Captain. I may yet have a trick or two that I can pull, but don't count on any miracles.
Isolate that virus. That's your #1 priority.
That it is, Captain. We'll keep you informed. Scott out.
That can't be a coincidence that we are on an asteroid moon encircling a planet that was once basically destroyed by its own warfare, that all of a sudden there's a virus that knocks out weapons. So let's take a look around. Where's the button?
It looks like some sort of display panel. This is a keypad that looks functional. A lens sits above the doorway, but is it mere decoration? This heavy-duty door has taken numerous micrometeorite strikes, but still appears solid.
I'm a little leery, because last time we were in an area with a bunch of rocks in the door, we lost a redshirt.
Well, we won't be able to phaser any outbound missiles.
It appears that our mission has increased in importance. The origin point for the broadcast to Uhura monitored was approximately 50 meters beyond this door.
We should stay inside as much as possible. We must try to protect ourselves from the cosmic radiation.
We've got to get inside in the first place, Bones.
This door is huge. If they were humanoid, they could have been giants.
From what we know about the Lucars, they had an affinity for size. Their machines weren't just equipment. They were also monuments.
I can believe that.
So that means this is probably not a soft structure, and I don't mean like, you know, soft in the pants, but a Lucas structure as in Lucas in the pants? So they like base 99?
The door still appears to be in operating condition.
Base 3 is what they liked.
Working display panel, Captain. There is power running to the keypad.
Alright. Hey, Redshirt, why don't you use the keypad? That way if anybody gets killed, it's not us.
I'm just a security officer, sir.
Damn it, Mosher, where's your sense of adventure? Well, if it was Lucars, they liked base 3, and their number was 99 or the 10,200. We'll try 99. It would help if I hit the right thing on the keypad.
That did not seem to work, Captain. Perhaps we should try a number that had some significance to them. Remember, they were very superstitious. The origin point for the broadcast to Uhura monitored was approximately 50 meters beyond this door.
My guess is if they don't get a response, that maybe they'll shoot off nuclear missiles from here or something, and that's what destroyed them the first time. Alright, I hope to God this works, because I only have one other number, and if not, I'm gonna be screwed. So it was 10, 200, we saw it for like a second.
That worked. I see you deduced that 10200 in the Lucas base 3 was equal to their sacred number 99.
Mostly I didn't listen to the computer, Spock, and I waited till it was done.
This appears to be some sort of security lock. This appears to be some sort of...
Alright, we're going in.
Report, Scotty. How are things going?
About as badly as a killed in a blast furnace, Captain. Wait a minute. Lieutenant Uhura has some news for you.
The virus came from our sensor sweep of the moon's computers. We believe we have analyzed the memory sectors it attacked.
Well done, Uhura.
I wish I could take credit for it. It was Mr. Kyle who found the pattern. We are attacking it with antivirus programs.
Computer science sounds more like medicine every day.
If we had a doctor as good with computers as you are with patients, we'd be having a lot fewer problems.
Finally, someone who appreciates me.
Keep working at it, Uhura. Kirk out.
Bones, go get some. Your hair looks good. Come on, man. I think she was flirting with you. Hopefully Scotty didn't hear her say the computer thing.
The Lucars did not seem to have a problem with security.
My tricorder is picking up large supplies of frozen oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide beneath the surface, enough to last many centuries.
At least we won't have to worry about suffocating.
Seems like they over-engineered this.
This place does seem to provide protection against cosmic rays.
I don't see why they bothered putting an atmosphere here, Captain. There hasn't even been bacteria here in centuries, let alone humanoids.
We don't know that, though, Ensign. What if there are people here?
We appear to be in some type of security lock. No defensive systems are apparent here, but considering the size of the doors, they probably don't need them.
All right, let's take a look around.
A keypad in base 3. The door has some strange writing on it. A computer terminal. Each word in the Lucre language has 3 aspects: submissive, neutral, and aggressive, to supply connotation to their language.
So is that Dom, Sub, and Switch? If you don't know what that is, don't look it up, kids. Alright, Mr. Spock, can we get you to analyze some things?
This keypad is fully functional and controls the door. Its entry code is in base 3.
It's on the floor. This place is a mess. Must have had a wild party.
A computer terminal, Captain. It uses the Lucre alphabet. I think I can decipher it.
Alright, just don't write anything offensive to the people there.
I certainly see nothing.
Oops, sorry, I wanted... Sorry, Bones.
We're safe from the
I wanted Spock.
The console reports the following. Welcome to Orbital Missile Base. Codename, Scythe. This base has been operational for the past week. It has completed 1 successful fire mission. Estimation of success is at 22 over 100.
22%? That's very low. Hardly something to brag about.
Doctor, in base 3, 22 divided by 100 is equivalent to 8 out of 9, or 88%. I would think that quite satisfactory, given this base's probable mission of destroying the soft forces on Proxtree.
It says the base has been operational for a week, but this has been here for 1,000 years.
If the Lucres built this base with a clock that told the time by measuring the moon's rotational speed, or the gravitational forces generated by Proxtree and the sun, the computer may have calculated only a week of time has passed since its first action. I might be able to learn more with another look at the console. There is a substantial amount of data here, but in summary, Scythe was created by the Lucres as a launching platform for missiles to keep the Softs subjugated to their influence. The Softs managed to infiltrate the base. However, their actions triggered Scythe's auto-attack mechanisms and initiated a holocaust that nearly annihilated the planet. One soft strike did, in fact, hit the moon and deflected it from its orbit. It has been dormant since then.
So why has the base been activated again?
Given the damage to the moon, its slow rotation and orbit, it has never realized the war is over. On this pass, for the first time, it has detected radio wave transmissions from Proxtree. Because it does not recognize them, it assumes the Softs are still active. Its transmission to the planet, I would assume, was some sort of a check beacon to see if it should continue its mission.
Jim, let's return to the ship and blast this place to destroy its weapons.
Doctor, this moon is a god to the people down there. If we destroy it, we will violate the Prime Directive.
Spock is right, Bones. Spock, what are the chances that we could decode the transmission and send a stop code to the base?
In trinary or decimal?
Spock!
1.327 million to 1, provided the archaeological studies about Lucre's languages are correct. Our other option is to get into this base and see if we can bring the computers down.
Alright, that's pretty cool. Wouldn't it suck, though, if that happened? There was some past civilization where you lived, and then the moon came back, or an asteroid, and then it blasted, and you're like, I don't even know what's going on. Now I'm melty. Now I'm a ghoul. Wait, what code do we use? 99?
That did not work, Captain. It is probable this lock also uses a number of some significance.
Scotty, any progress on the phasers?
Sorry, Captain, but we cannot do that. We don't have phasers for at least 8 more hours.
By then, Proxtree could be a dead planet.
This door is similar to the one on the outside of the secure lock. except that it has not weathered over the years. Electrical panels indicate the keypad on the right controls the door.
Alright, so how do we get into it?
This keypad is fully functional and controls the door. Its entry code is in base 3.
The door has some strange writing on it.
Can you decode that writing?
This says, dominant people, only to dominate things beyond these submissive walls. My guess is that only authorized personnel were allowed beyond this door.
Dominance seemed to be very important to these people. No wonder the Lucre were so warlike.
Actually, Ensign, they differ from your culture only in that their language was explicit in their expressions of dominance and submission, rather than implied.
Damn, Spock, why you gotta hate, man? Why you always gotta talk crap about how violent we are as a people? How do we get in there, though? Alright, so I had to cheat on this, and I had to look it up. I don't know why, but the code is 122. That's gotta be something to do with the base of their base 3 system.
Fascinating. If the Federation language studies were correct, the ideograph for the word scythe in the Lucre's language is the 17th symbol in their alphabet that corresponds with 122 in base 3.
I don't know how anybody would have figured that out. Maybe I missed something. Maybe there was some little thing I was supposed to look at. Either way, we're going in.
Captain, we have a cure for the computer virus.
Well done, Uhura.
I modified Cuthrell C to exclusively attack the Lucre virus. They annihilated each other, Captain.
Fascinating, Lieutenant.
The Klingons aren't going to be happy to learn that they helped us. How about the phasers and tractor beams?
We may get the tractor beams online in time, Captain. I'm afraid even the backup phaser transmission codes were affected. We could destroy some missiles manually, but if this complex decides to launch more than 10 missiles at a time...
Understood. The ball is in our court. We'll give it our best shot. Kirk out. At least the Enterprise is safe.
Unless the computers decide to send more powerful viruses to the Enterprise.
Then we're just going to have to prevent that.
Spock, you really know how to make people feel better. You know how to boost them around. No wonder why McCoy's always on your butt.
When I retire from Starfleet, I'm going to write one heck of an autobiography.
Fascinating, Doctor. I look forward to reading it.
But that way I can finally get someone to listen to me.
This machinery is incredible. Are all your landing missions this much fun? I might never leave this place.
They're all great, Ensign, and redshirts always live.
Please allow me to concentrate, Captain.
Oh, sorry, Princess.
This door appears to be very solid.
I would expect nothing less from a door.
This doorway leads to another area of the complex.
Can we go through there?
This door is made from remarkably dense alloys. Even our most powerful phaser rifle or welder would not be able to penetrate it.
The thing must be almost as tough as a starship hull.
Indeed, Ensign, and considerably thinner. A remarkable achievement in metallurgical engineering.
Well, when you're done getting your rocks off over the great door, Spock, come along. We have other things to do. Oh, sweet, a laser.
Can't say I like the decor.
The Lucres did not leave behind many examples of their architecture.
I can see why.
What do we got here?
This is a laser drill control panel. This is an ancient laser drill. A closed box sits on the floor. This room looks like it was once used for some type of mining operation. You look but see nothing of note.
Is there anything else in here worth noting?
These are display panels for the laser drill.
This technology is cruder and less efficient than the rest of the complex, Captain.
Perhaps it's older? Maybe this is how they first started digging into the asteroid?
You're right. This is a mess.
Looks like a museum piece to me, Captain.
This is one heck of a museum, Ensign.
Still a mess, though.
Why was I even brought down on this mission, Jim? I'm a doctor, not a welder.
Well, you can get to welding if you'd like to.
The drill is unremarkable, except its aiming component is corroded and frozen in place. This is the laser drill's control panel. It is functional and power is flowing to it. A storage box of some kind. I detect no dangerous substances.
Let's see what's in it then.
This box contains old wire and connectors.
Sweet, they're mine now. Suck it, old Lukers. How do I look at them?
A length of wire with some sort of connector at each end.
Well, in real life this would probably be a bad idea, but why don't we see if Mr. Spock can start shooting the laser off? I don't know. Try the minimum setting.
These are display panels.
Maximum power?
Captain, the machine requests the proper coordinates before it may perform this operation.
In your butt? Oh. Well, I'm beyond stumped. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. Maybe I missed something in the other room? I don't think we looked at this before.
This panel is designed to receive an ID card to make the door open.
I don't have one of those. Mr. Spock, can you do something with it?
My fingers are too large to fit into the slot.
Face palm. That's not what I meant, Spock. Can you do a tricorder reading?
This panel has a slot in it rather than a keypad. The slot bears traces of triphosphorus silver, and power is currently running to it. I am recording the pattern of this lock into my tricorder. Captain, with the 3K AG content of the surface rocks and the tricorder scan of the pattern inside the lock, I believe the laser drill can be used to fashion the ID card needed to open this door.
Well, we already picked some rocks up from outside when we first landed. So how do we do that, Mr. Spock? Do you use the tricorder on here to give the information to make a keycard?
I used the keycard pattern scanned from the lock to program the drill. It should now be able to make a template of the keycard in the rock.
All right, do that.
I used the keycard.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Nothing to report.
All right, setting 1 is too weak. Setting 100 we can't do without proper authorization, so we'll have to use setting 10, I guess? Alright, that didn't work like I thought it was going to. Can we do setting 100 now? Oh, there we go. So, do we have to put our rocks in there? Sometimes you gotta get your rocks off, right? I'm not quite sure what power setting we need to use. We don't want it to be too high because we don't want to blow it up and have it shoot on Kirk. Ooh, lucky guess. I figured let's just try the middle one because the little one didn't seem to do anything. Is it cool enough to grab though? I don't want to burn Kirk's hands off.
Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report, Captain.
Alright, here goes nothing. So we should have some sort of keypad.
A duplicate of the pass card you made from triphosphate silver.
You're pretty smart there, Spock. If there was like a Vulcan Space Scouts, I bet you would have been the best. Oddly enough, he probably wouldn't have been because of his emotional nature. Alright, so let's use the card we made. Hopefully there aren't people in there taking a space bath. Hello? Here we are.
This appears to be the brain of Scythe. There are two identical but isolated computers that communicate with a third, which controls the launch of missiles.
This door is marked with a radiation hazard symbol. This computer controls the launch of missiles. It is directly controlled by the other computers.
I see a lot of missiles in here.
Missiles of death and destruction. The Luker believed that you could never have enough of them. This computer is marked with the last letter of the Luker alphabet. This computer is marked with the first letter of the Luker alphabet.
Tell me I don't need to remember those numbers from before.
I don't have anything to say right now, Bones.
I wish I hadn't seen any of this.
Sometimes it's useful to confront the dark side of our nature, that which we might become.
No intruders, Captain. I think everyone died a long, long time ago. Wonder what caused it.
For people with emotions, Ensign, there are many things that can cause hatreds. And each new hatred breeds more hatred and makes the path of peace harder to find.
It's easy to say when you're not involved personally, Mr. Spock. But when people have treated you like a second-class being because you were different, hate can become the only thing they can't take away from you. That is what started most of the firestorms of history.
Well, gentlemen, here's one fire we can put out. Let's go to work.
Mr. Spock does put up with that, though, and he doesn't turn to hate.
These warheads are not a very efficient delivery system, Captain.
Who needs efficiency when the end of the world is everywhere around here?
Curb your emotions, Doctor. They serve no constructive purpose here.
There's nothing constructive about this place, Spock. It's an obscenity.
Do these still work, Mr. Spock?
A crude uranium-235 nuclear device with lithium-beryllium shells to increase heavy particle fallout. This computer is functional and performing an average 0.75 million operations per second. This computer directly controls the missile launch system. There is no way to interface with it directly, but the other two computers are accessible. This computer is functional and performing an average 1.2 million operations per second.
Here goes nothing. Spock, can you do something with this without blowing us up?
Welcome to Side Operations Center, Omega Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch range is 1.31 hours adjusted.
Is that like in our hours, or is that like base 3 where it's going to be like 80 years?
Welcome to Side Operations Center, Alpha Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch range is 3.21 hours adjusted.
Captain, something is wrong with the computers. They may be twins, but they are not identical.
It appears they are out of sync, Captain. I have to assume the Alpha unit has a virus, which is using up an incredible amount of computing time.
They report different optimum launch times, which is right.
Given the elliptical orbit and the range at which they will pass Proxtree, the Omega unit is correct, but the window is very narrow. A variation of minutes will mean the missiles run out of fuel and fall harmlessly into the sun.
Can you reprogram the Lucas computer to give us that time, Mr. Spock?
Reprogramming an old alien computer is not simple, Captain. The odds against success are 10,221 to 1 against.
Too bad all Omega here couldn't just take a sick day and miss the firing.
Because the two machines are isolated, the virus did not spread from one to the other.
If we could only bridge them.
Well, we do have wires. So I have to pick which one to use it on? Crap. Let's use the tricorder one more time on these.
This computer is functional and performing an average 1.2 million operations per second. This computer is functional and performing an average 0.75 million operations per second.
So this one is is performing a lot more operations, probably because the virus that we had to deal with has infected it. So let us take a wire and hook it from that to the other computer to try and infect the other computer. Don't go too fast, Spock. It's not like an entire planet's lives are on the line.
The connector snaps into place.
Hopefully we did right.
Welcome to Side Operations Center, Omega Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch range is 1.54 hours adjusted.
The launched missiles will run out of fuel before they reach Proxtree. They will drift into the sun and burn up.
Hey, we did it! We saved the dudes!
Kirk to Enterprise, how are the transporters, Scotty?
They're operational again, Captain. We're ready to bring you back at any time.
Bring us home.
I swear, I think Mr. Kyle had it working all along. I'm gonna be watching you, Mr. Kyle. You're just mad because you don't get on adventures. We're back. We saved everybody.
Message from Starfleet.
On screen, Lieutenant.
We have read your report on the problems at Proxima 3 and evaluate your performance at 100%. You and your crew received 4 commendation points. A perfect mission, Jim. You are a model for all Starfleet.
Hard to believe that Earth came so close to the brink itself.
Vulcans, too. Both, in the end, looked into the abyss and came to the only logical conclusion.
Logic? Humans? I'm dreaming, Jim.
Sometimes it is harder and braver to make peace rather than war.
Sounds like emotion had its part to play in a positive sense, too.
I don't know about you, but I'd like to bid an emotional goodbye to Alpha Proxima myself.
Take us out of orbit, Mr. Sulu.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. That was a fun adventure.